What's going on, family? I just wanted to make a YouTube video because just wanted to let people know that y'all gotta turn to God, just turn through God through everything. I don't know if y'all know me or not, but my name is Terrence. I'm a senior at North Central College. I play basketball here. I've been playing basketball all my life. I went to Joliet West and Joliet. A lot of y'all that's gonna watch this probably already know me, but yeah, it's just had this passion recently to just turn to God. That feeling has been growing for me, and I feel like I need to share that a little bit. So I know that there's people probably out there that's probably in the same position as me. Let them be younger, older, whatever the case may be. But I just know there's people out there that's probably going through stuff too, probably going through hard times in their life, probably going through deaths in the family, etc. Yada, whatever the case may be, whatever you're going through in life. I know people going through a whole lot of different stuff in life, and I'm just here to say, listen, turn to God, whatever you need, you could be the most blessed person in the world, turn to God, you could be feeling like everything in your life is going bad, everything is a disaster in your life, turn to God, ain't nothing gonna change about that at all. I promise you, at the end of the day, whether everything is good or whether everything is bad, you gonna need God at the end of the day. Personally, in my life, growing up, all I really focused on was basketball, I should say. All I did was focus on basketball, and when basketball was going good, everything was cool in my life. But it was times in my life where basketball, didn't go as good. And for you, that could be anything. I don't know exactly what you might be into or what you're doing or what your passion is in life, but I know for a fact that there's been times where something that you really like to do wasn't going as well, and it might have made you feel a certain type of way. And for me, when basketball didn't go as good for me, it made me feel a certain type of way, and then I turned into things that I didn't really want to be. It made me to somebody who was angry or upset or didn't like the way that my life was going, and it never pushed me to a depression or nothing like that. No, I didn't get that bad, but it really did mess with me, and it altered me. And at times I showed emotions that I didn't really think that I should have shown, just because I was real angry at something because it wasn't going good in my life, right? So in situations like that where I look back and I didn't have God in my life, it was just okay, maybe I would have reacted in a different way had I had God in my life at that time. Just recently, I want to say about a little under maybe 2 months ago, I started trying to get my relationship with God better on my own. And my relationship has been snowballing just over and over and over again. I took that first step forward to say, okay, let me see how this life is with God. All my life, I grew up in the church with my grandma, shout out Nani, but she showed me everything in the church, from a real young age. And at a young age, I didn't think that I needed God. I know there's plenty of people out there that still don't think that they need God, but you need God. And growing up, I was just I ain't trying to be at church. It's Sunday morning, it's the weekend. I'm supposed to be on the game or still asleep or doing something or hooping or doing anything else. I didn't realize how important that time was when I was younger. Of that relationship, that relationship with God could have been built a whole lot earlier, a whole lot sooner, and maybe stuff would have turned out a little bit different had I paid attention a little bit more when I was younger. But just moving on, I got introduced to God real young. I believed in God all my life because it's what I was taught, but I never really set forth that first step on my own to better my relationship on my own, see how it is with Him on my own, and just move forward with that and try to see how it is for myself. I never really did that until now. And obviously it's been some stuff that's happened in my life that's made me be a different man, but as of recently, some major things happened in my life, as far as relationships, as far as basketball, as far as school, as far as relationship between me and my family, a whole lot of different stuff that happened, right? And for me, it just got to the point where it was okay, I don't want to continue to deal with the same stuff in the same way that I usually do, how I was telling y'all, where stuff could be going wrong in basketball, and now I'm turning into anger, or I'm turning into sadness, when it shouldn't even be the case. And it just got to a boiling point. It was okay, I'm feeling a whole lot of different stuff in my life right now, but this time I want it to be different. This time, I don't want to go about it in the same way that I usually do, where I just get upset or I get angry or I try to thug it out or I try to do this, that, and the third. Nah, I ain't going about it that way this time. So excuse me, this time I was like, okay, how about I turn to God? How about I see how that life is with him? How about I see if he can help me get through this? How about I see if maybe studying something like the Bible, or just reading something, or reading my Bible app, or doing anything different, just trying to figure out a different source to get through the issues that I was going through. And it was like, okay, let me see how this is. So I went to see how it is. I recently been going to church every Sunday, hearing certain things be said by my pastor Martin. Shout out Pastor Martin. Hearing stuff be said by my other pastor Gary. Shout out you too. But it was just stuff that I was hearing. I was like, man, like this is really clicking for me at this time. And I'm just like, okay, maybe I should be diving deeper into this. Maybe I should be trying to gain a better understanding of this, because this is something that I really do think I could use in my life. So I just turned to God. I mean, that's really all I did. And I started reading on my own, and I got plenty of notes. I can keep going, man. Like, this don't stop. Like, this is what I do now. Like, I got pages after pages of notes. I try to do this as much as I possibly can, because when I read, I'll see things that apply to my life and others' lives. And it just makes me take a step back and realize, like, hey, like, you ain't the only one that goes through stuff. You ain't the only one that has hardships in life. You ain't the only one that has to deal with certain things. Like, I done been through it all. I lost my grandpa in 2014. Like, you know how devastating that was to me, like, at a young age. Like, there's plenty of stuff that I done been through, like, that I know for a fact I could have gotten through had I turned to God earlier. But it's still not too late. And I don't want you to get the idea in your head that it's too late to turn to God. But I'm telling you that you need to do it sooner rather than later, because maybe things will turn out a lot better for you if you actually do apply him in your life. And so, I mean, overall, like you gotta put forth your own foot. You gotta put forth your best effort. You gotta try to do something to put him in your life. I don't care if that's reading something every day. I don't care if that's looking up something every day. I know people who watch sermons online. I know people who go to church. I know people who go to group studies together. I know people who do Bible studies together. I know people who will do the verse of the day on their phone. Like, it's all like whatever you make it. Like, you gotta make it something. You gotta put him on your plate. Like, your plate could consist of work, school. For me, it's a sport. Whatever the case may be. Like, I know it's plenty of different things that plenty of people like do. But you need to find a way to apply him onto that plate. Like, if your plate is too full, you need to take a part out of that and apply a little bit of time to him, because he's the one that matters the most. God and Jesus is the one that matters the most. And you need to figure out a way to apply him as much as you possibly can in your life, because all that's going to do is better you as you go forward as an individual. And understand that you're still going to go through stress. You're still going to go through hard times. You're still going to go through hardships. You're still going to go through a plethora of different things in life, but you got to understand that it gets easier once you bring him into your life. And you got to understand that those hardships are not going to stop, but you're going to be able to find lessons as to how to deal with certain things. You're going to be able to pray to him and figure out, okay, what should I maybe do? Like, it's a whole lot of different steps you can go about it. And I'm still fairly new into all of this, so I'm still learning as I go. But even in the minimal time that I've been going about this whole situation with God, it's like I've already learned so much. I've already seen so much. I've been picking the brains of people who have been in this for years, for decades. Like, I've been picking the brains of people who are fresh into this, like trying to go about this in the same way that I have. And it's just like, it's real eye opening. Like, it's almost as if like, wow, like, why didn't Terrence turn to this earlier? And I just want y'all to understand that, like, God is like real important, and you need to put him first before anything else. And maybe you don't know God at all. Maybe you don't. And maybe this is a sign for you to try to put forth your first step. Try to put forth your best effort. If you want to try to talk to me about it, like, we could do that. Like, I don't care. Like, whatever it's going to take to get as many people to see how this life is with him, I'm willing to try to do. And you just got to figure out a way to go about it. You got to figure out a way to just continue on. Like, try to stack the days. Try to stack the days of giving him time, and then maybe slowly give him more time. Maybe try to find a something that you can continue to do day by day. Like for me, I'll try to write. People who I care about a whole lot and gave me different stuff. I got this. I done got pamphlets. Somebody real close to me that I hold dearly to my heart done gave me this. I use this a whole lot. It's a plethora of different things. I got several Bibles. Like I try to go to Bible study with my guys on my team. Like it's a whole lot of different stuff that you can do. It's a whole lot of different sources out there that you can find to take forth that step. So I don't want to go too deep into it, but I just had this passion to make this video, like just telling people, like just turn to God, like just see how it is, like try it out. Like if it ain't for you, then okay, it ain't for you. If you don't think that, but I truly do think that everybody needs God, and I don't think that I would be here right now without God saving me from a plethora of different things that I done been through in my life that I ain't even gonna talk about right now. But everybody I think needs God, and whether your relationship is at the tip top or it's at the bottom of the barrel, like it don't matter. Like figure out how you can apply God in your life. Figure out how you can read more, write more, listen more, do something more, give back more, appreciate Him. Find a way. Like that's all it's about. And once you do that, trust me, your life will get a lot better. But you still gonna have hardship, but it's gonna be a lot easier to get through those hardships once you apply Him in your life. So I mean, that's all I really gotta say. Just continue on with that journey, and if you ain't on that journey and you don't know where to start, feel free to reach out. I'll try to put something on the screen or in the description or something like that. But yeah, like just keep on keeping on, man. Like this ain't gonna stop. Like what I'm doing right now, like regardless of whether people come into my life, leave my life, or whatever the case may be, I don't care. I need God in my life regardless. So I'm gonna continue to try to put these steps forward to better myself, not only as a man, but for God. And we're gonna see where that takes me in this life. So I appreciate y'all for listening to me, but just remember to turn to God.